Hey guys, welcome back. So, by the time you're seeing this, the secret will be revealed. So, at the time I'm recording this, it's probably at minimum a few weeks before I can expose any of this. But right now, I'm working on a C-3PO for Adam Savage, which is a really cool gig for me. He is going to be wearing his Chewbacca costume, and this 3PO will be in the back, like a backpack. In the process of doing this, I've gone through all the steps to chrome it and do pretty much everything that needs to happen with this droid here. And he will be getting weathered soon to look like an Empire Strikes Back C-3PO. So before I weathered it, I wanted to show you guys some of the things that I have learned about the chroming process, and we're going to compare it to my suit that I wear, which is my original piece that I chrome. This is the very first thing that I did the chroming on, and this is the new piece. Next to this one almost looks silver. This is gold, but mine is darker. Well, that's another thing we'll talk about. Now, obviously, as you can see, this is a much brighter finish. I wish this is the color of the finish that was on my suit, because this looks much more accurate and better. And you can see on like pieces like this, where this is the new piece for Adam's and this is the piece for mine. You see how it's got a lot of dark kind of undertones. This is a problem with not rinsing the parts enough. So when I get into the silvering tutorials, I'll cover this. And I am working on the silvering tutorials, by the way. I filmed a whole bunch of this process while I was going, and have a few more pieces to film, and then I will be able to piece together a video and narrate. So back to this really quick though. One of the things that makes the parts darker like this is not rinsing off the sensitizer enough. So one of the chemicals that you spray first sensitizes the surface so that the silver will stick to it. And you spray it down and then you have to rinse it off. If you don't rinse it completely, you'll get a darker finish. It's almost hard to tell on video, but this piece is considerably darker in person. If you see them next to each other, see how this one's really nice and bright? So this is, again, one of my early attempts, and this is on Adam's newer. This is properly rinsed, and it's a much brighter silver. On top of that, my tint coat is darker. So I have a darker silver and a darker tint coat. It makes my suit look considerably darker in person. We'll hold the heads up next to each other so you can see this one's snug because the tube barely fits in here. So we'll take a look up close. You see how much darker mine is? And this one here is optimal. This is the color I would like mine to be. So when I re-chrome my suit, I'm going to go with this color. But this is, again, dark silver plus too much tint, so it's a little too yellow. And this one's nice and bright. And this one also has some dark streaks, which are kind of hard to see on camera, but you can see like a little darkness here. That is in the silver. There's a little bit of a dark area here, and that's because the sensitizer was stuck in these grooves. And when I sprayed the silvering agent on, the sensitizer drips down, and it makes it dark. So on camera, it actually shows up less than it does in person, but on this one, it's nice and bright, not so many issues. One thing that I did do on mine is I took a lot more care in the prep work, which is why it's super reflective here. The one I'm doing for Adam is close, but there's definitely some areas where the reflections are a little hazier, and that is only because of the pre-prep work. So like here, it's a little hazy. It's not going to matter. I knew going into this that this was going to be weathered like an Empire Strikes Back suit, so those little things didn't matter much. I just needed a really reflective base coat so that once the weathering is applied, if any weathering rubs off, you get the sense that it's actually reflective C-3PO underneath. But anyway, just a quick look to compare like my new skills with chroming and how much brighter and nicer the color looks compared to my very first attempt. You can see quite a big difference in the colors. So yeah, just a thing to know. Rinse your parts. This is the difference between a proper rinse and an improper rinse. You'll get dark silver. Doesn't matter what color the base is. This even if you had a white base coat, if you don't rinse enough, it'll turn really dark on you. So just know that. It's not the base showing through, it is the silver turning dark. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go weather this suit, get this thing all finished out, and we'll take another look at it when it's done, but figured I'd get this video out before I do that. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. See you soon.